Like,
No.
the twins were like, we're going to start a fight club with the money we get. Just quit and go back to your fight club.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess if they want to run a fight club, but I feel like you don't need like $1 million to start a fight club. I feel like you need like
you don't.
some Bud Lights in a backyard.
You need what Hank Hill has. Hi, welcome to a brand new episode of Hero Huddle. This is a podcast where I, Tomahawk,
And I Stew. Tristan, you there?
Tristan.
Oh,
That's weird.
all right.
No Tristan. Oh,
Alrighty.
hold on. Let me check my phone. Let's see if he's running late. Oh, he sent a message that said that he was bitten by a radioactive spider. Which says to me exactly one thing, my dear friend Stu.
Mm-hmm.
I believe our good friend Tristan has made a deal with the devil. Let's talk about Ironheart.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So the first 3 episodes came out last week. We did a review on it last week. And now we're recording a review for the last 3 episodes because Disney has a master plan in their scheduling. All right, so I want to talk about this show.
Yes.
I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's fine.
I think I liked it a lot. I think I liked it more than Moon Knight.
Interesting.
Because I liked Moon Knight a good bit. Because I thought Moon Knight was pretty well done. That being said, as far as like Phase 4 and beyond shows, I haven't seen a lot of them. Like I didn't watch like Loki Season 2, Agatha, which I wasn't really interested in watching because I don't care about the character.
I recommend Agatha, actually.
Everyone does.
It's a fun watch.
You know, Aubrey Plaza's in it, and she's on my list of women after my wife dies for me to pursue.
Don't open
romantically,
me up for a joke like that.
not romantically, not like in a dark alleyway or through the park at night. You know, although. Anyway. So I like the show. I didn't think there was a whole lot of bad stuff with it. The finale definitely caught me off guard, which we'll talk about in our spoiler section.
Sure.
But I felt like overall, I think its biggest failings are the fact that Marvel just seems to have given up on it before it could ever take flight.
Yeah, I think that's a
that
big
shows.
issue for sure. Yeah. When I say it's not good, I think there's a lot of stuff in it that is like almost good. There's stuff in it that I find intriguing, certain plot points, but on the whole, I do think a lot of it is. There's parts of it are good, but I think most of it ranges from fine to less than fine or slightly better than fine.
The reason why I say good is because I would recommend people watch this. If it was fine, I'd say you could miss it, you could watch it. I don't care. You probably won't care.
Fair enough.
For Ironheart, I feel like it's worth the time to watch. It's only 6 episodes. Each one's about 45 minutes long. You know, you can knock it out in a weekend if you really tried, or you just watch it over the course of a week and you're done. I think it's worth the price of admission, and I don't feel any, buyer's remorse from watching it.
That's good. Yeah. Like, I do think on the whole I would recommend it, but with like a couple of caveats. If you're into Marvel stuff, I'd be like, yeah, it's fun. Don't believe what all the hate on the internet is saying. It's not nearly as bad as everyone's making it out to be. But like, I wouldn't tell my mom, you need to go watch Ironheart. But yeah, I will say my favorite thing about it is the ending.
It subverts your expectation, and they did the thing that I mentioned in the previous episode, which we can get into when we do spoilers.
Absolutely.
But it was really funny going back to not like telling your mom to watch it. When we went to visit my parents over, like, I think it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we were at my parents' place, and
Go ahead and drop that address now.
Yeah, here it is. So we were talking about it, and my mom's like, I don't know who that is. And my dad's like, well, we watched Black Panther 2 together. And so my wife was like, yeah, it's the girl who came up with the vibranium detection device and had the Iron Man suit. And my mom's like, what's vibranium? And me and my dad at the same time just go, don't try to tell her that she remembers anything from these movies. She doesn't. It's a waste of time.
Incredible.
She watches movies just to hang out with my dad. She does not watch them for any kind of continuity at all.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Yes. One of the few Gen X marriages that have not ended in divorce.
Cool.
Incredible.
I'm trying to think if there's any more like non-spoiler stuff.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, is there much more we can do without spoilers, since we kind of already talked about the first 3 and the last one? One spoiler thing that I found, one thing I did find rough with the show was, I think it was it was a direction thing, most likely, but the way Riri would try to hide things and lie was really, like, obviously acting.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, no, I'm totally fine, in that same exact tone and like verbiage. I'm just like, obviously you're not fine. Like, why are you lying to me so obviously? And so, like, was it blatantly? Yeah. So I don't know if that was just like an acting thing or a direction thing, but Riri could not lie to save her life, really.
Poor thing.
The fact that she kept getting away with it, incredible.
Could she lie to save her soul?
We'll find out.
Yeah. One more like non-spoiler thing. Because one of my big issues with this, I'm going to go into more depth in spoilers, but there is a character introduction. I believe it's in episode 4. Comes out of frickin' nowhere, and it is absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I sent a text to our group chat, and I said, the mom's plug scene is so bizarre. And you said spoilers. And I said, trust me, that didn't spoil anything. Stu, did I spoil anything with that message?
You sure didn't. It still makes no sense.
It was baffling. Absolutely baffling. But I think that one writing decision brought the show down like a half letter grade for me. So it would have, like, if it was an A, it would be like an A minus, or if it was a B, it'd be a minus.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like the whole thing. But then the ending brought it back up.
Okay, yeah. No, I'd agree. That was kind of out of nowhere.
I think the show spends a lot of time with these characters that I'm not invested in. It's the crew that she like meets in episode 1, and they feel a sort of sense of betrayal due to some actions. And I'm like, I don't care about these guys. Not even a little.
Well, I did care about them, but I think I felt like the caring was misplaced because they're just kind of gone at the end of the season. Like, they just like peace out and that's it. There's no like real resolution with them at all.
Maybe they're supposed to pop up in a second season.
That's hopeful, given how much they've given up on the first season, the studio at the very least.
They also left this season on a cliffhanger, so
yeah, that's very optimistic for something you don't want to market to people at all, or give a decent like schedule.
So weird, man. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Because like, if you're going to not put the money in to market it, like obviously people aren't going to watch it. Wouldn't you like, I don't know, tell your people to like rewrite the ending so that it just has a definitive
conclusion, yeah. And then if you get picked up for a second season, you don't like not every show needs to end with a cliffhanger at some point. You can just end a season and end a season, and then hey, new season, new problems, nothing to do with the original one, or you can tie in somewhere else that's not the ending. You can do that. It's okay. We'll forgive
It's okay.
you. Yeah.
It's okay. What like letter grade would you give this?
I would give this like a C plus, maybe like a B minus.
Okay. You see, I'm thinking
I
I'd give
enjoyed
it a B.
A B? Yeah.
A B.
I think a B. I think a B is a pretty good grade. You know?
Yeah. It's a pretty good grade.
Yeah.
It was going to be a B minus before we got to the ending, but I like the ending so much that it bumped it up to a solid B.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into spoilers now.
Yes,
if you haven't seen every episode of Ironheart, you might want to do that. If not, that's also okay. We love you and we accept you as you are.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, Mephisto.
Mephisto is here.
What did you think?
I love him. When he first started talking, he was using an American accent. I was like, ugh, gross. I hope they don't have him do this whole time. And then his second scene, he's so freaking British, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And I like that it leans into him being like a liar, and he's like playing a character to get like Parker on his side. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how like weird he is.
Eating the pizza in the diner, just like, oh, I'm so full. I ordered so much. Come help me eat this.
Like, this is like my favorite type of character. Just, I love this.
Tristan made a good point in the group chat yesterday. I love that they, at least so far, are not treating Mephisto as any kind of tragic villain worthy of redemption. From what we have so far, he is just doing his own thing, and it just happens that he likes to just take people's souls for fun. And I'm like, you know what? That's the non-redeemable evil that I like, that we miss from media these days.
Yeah, like, he's just the devil.
Yeah, he literally the devil that's pretty much his whole role. he's gonna like fight you in a fiddle fight or something like that. You know, this classic devilry.
Yeah,
and that's what we need.
That's all I want, honestly,
out of him, because giving him too much and trying to add like a tragic backstory or yada yada, it's just gonna dilute the character down to being no different than any other villain we've had. But this guy, this is his deal, and I hope they stick to it. I really do. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the ending now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
the thing that I like about it is that she sells her soul.
Yeah. And it's not like... Usually when you would write the stuff, you'd be like, the hero obviously is going to reject the deal. But I'm like, you've seen how much Nat's death has like affected Riri in the show.
Yeah.
To where it's like, there's no way she wouldn't take the deal, as much as the status quo would say, like, no, she has to reject it because she's the hero. And she has to be better than Parker. But in reality, no one's any better than anyone else when it comes to something that they love.
Yeah.
Or care about. I
like that this is the most screwed a character has been in this franchise.
Oh yeah, she's got without a paddle for sure.
She it's not gonna be like a good fun time for her to get out of this. She's immediately that much more like human and interesting. The fact that she's able to, the way that the ending is edited, where it's like cutting back and forth between like her conversation with Mephisto and like the revelation that Natalie is back for real. It's great. Yeah,
because the whole time I'm like, oh, that's just if she had taken it. Oh, she actually took the deal.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's such good, like, I don't know, what would you call that?
Subversion of expectation.
Well, that too, but like, just like the actual cinematography of like doing that bit of like going back and forth and not expecting one thing. I'm not sure what to call that, but whatever that was, I liked it a lot because I was genuinely like back and forth on if she had taken the deal or not, and then they confirm it. It also it really grounds Riri as a human character, and when you think about it, there's not many other heroes in the MCU, well, DC as well, that would not take that deal for something. Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man would absolutely probably take that deal for his
maybe.
aunt.
There's some weird stuff going around with like some of the more like the bigger name superheroes. So like in China, they don't like demons. They don't like that kind of thing in their movies. So big blockbuster movies from America, I think they only allow like 10 in. And that's before like Trump took office most recently and decided to just, hate to bring politics into it, but, exacerbated that relationship. So I don't know if Disney would be willing to like put like a demon into like a Spider-Man movie, because then you're losing out on like the millions of dollars that you would make in China and like other Asian countries.
Yeah.
But if they did, it would be interesting. But this is such a fun character to do this kind of story with, because when you hear Ironheart, like, and you kind of, if you haven't read any of her comics or anything, you think, oh, so this is just like a black girl Iron Man. And okay. And you hear that she's getting a show, you go, okay. You don't expect this teenage girl to, whose entire deal is tech, to sell her soul to the devil at the end of the series.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I think she has now become one of the most like intriguing characters that Marvel has introduced after Endgame. Because like I love Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel. I think she's wonderful, even though I think the projects that she has been in have let her down. I think Ms. Marvel as a show is just kind of underwhelming, and it gets worse as it goes. Even though like her portrayal is really good and interesting. I feel like Riri might have something of the sort of opposite problem. Like I just don't know if Dominique Thorne has had the opportunity to show as much charisma in this character. Like they introduce her as like so beleaguered early on that like, I don't know, it took me a while to like her.
Yeah.
I was kind of indifferent toward her and her story at the beginning. And I feel like if I went back and watched the show again, I would like it more. But I don't know, maybe they could have done something to engage a little more at the start. But yeah, what do you think?
I think so. I feel like this is probably the the signs that Marvel's kind of making a 180 on what they had been doing recently, especially since like after Endgame, and finding new, like they found like a really nice way to have Riri be interesting and not just the new Iron Man. Essentially, it's hey, this is what she's got going on. It's completely different from what Iron Man has going on. Captain America, the new Captain America, Sam Wilson, he's got his own thing going on where he's not dealing with Steve's villains. He's not dealing with Hydra and things like that. He's got his own villains to fight, and he has to do it his own way without the serum and things like that. I really hope that they're putting a lot of care into how these new characters become their own, essentially, without having to be like the new so-and-so. So I'm really looking forward to that, because Ironheart definitely did that, where like you said, having her sell her soul to the devil, I mean, that just opens up a whole new door for what they could do with, you know, other characters and things like that. Moving on from that, what did you think of Ezekiel?
He's a little weirdo guy.
He's a little weirdo guy. You're right.
I like the performance. I really like the portrayal. I don't know if I love the writing around the character. It feels like parts of it were rushed. So the span of time between him touching like a piece of black arms like tech to black market tech to being like, I'm gonna make my entire body like mechanical. It's like what, less than a week? It's like a few days.
It's like 3 days at the most.
It is like,
and he was in prison for like a day.
It was 0 to 60 to 1,000 so fast.
But to be fair, they only had 6 episodes to work with, you know?
But they clearly weren't planning on that. Like, I don't know.
It's weird.
It is very odd.
I wish, and this is a complete consequence of runtime for the show, I wish they had spent a little bit more time on him, especially with like him diving into the deep end of augmentations, because they didn't really show a whole lot that he could have done to himself. Like, when I was just pitching the idea of him becoming like a biomech man in the last the last podcast, I was expecting him to like have like Rick level of augmentations from Rick and Morty, where like his arms are turning into blasters, his feet open up and he can fly around, things like that. He just had like tough skin and shot electricity.
Yeah, the electricity thing was kind of lame.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, it was Whiplash all over again. Cool.
It's Whiplash. It's lightning with my hands from Shazam.
Yeah,
it's a lot of things. We've seen this a bunch, and it looks pretty cheap. It doesn't look great.
No,
but
it's unoriginal.
They could have done some more interesting things with him, I think. But in that same episode where she's having to fight him with the lightning with my hands, a lot of that episode is dedicated to her fighting and like escaping the rest of the heist crew, and that is stinky. I think it is a stinky episode.
It didn't make sense for her to ever get out of there alive. Because when the twins showed up to beat her up, to kill her, essentially, to murder her, they hesitated, as villains do, and also they fought, and for some reason she won the fight between them two. Where the whole reason they got hired onto the crew is that they're pretty much unbeatable. Well, not unbeatable, but they know how to fight. They do fight rings and stuff.
They do Fight Club fighting.
Yeah, like, how is she gonna beat these two? And it just felt, you know, unorganic or disingenuous.
Yeah, it felt kind of contrived.
Yeah.
Riri had plot armor.
Yeah, that was a really bad case of plot armor, unfortunately.
And I will say that at the end of that fight, I like the sort of like her trapping them like in the ball or whatever. That sort of trick, being able to trick your opponent feels right for like a tech-based hero.
A tech-based
an intelligence hero
without their main gimmick.
Yeah.
You know, because Iron Man had his like gauntlet thing that he would use in like the later movies and things like that, whenever, because he never wanted to be caught, you know, off guard. Riri didn't really have anything. She just happened to have the watch that Natalie's brother threw at her. It was like, you can keep that. I'm like, so you just happened to have something on you that could save your life. Nothing else. So she got plot armored, you know?
Yeah. To be fair, she was planning on having the suit, but the suit got angry at her and flew away.
Yeah. I mean, some of that stuff you can't help, but at the same time, I think it would have just been better not storytelling, but better
writing,
house cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, writing, to have her, you know, somewhat prepared, especially when she was frightened of Cloak just showing up at any time to kill her. Hood. Cloak. Oh, yeah. Hood.
Yeah.
Hood just showing up at any time to kill her. You would think she would have done something to be like, okay, well, if my suit goes away and I don't have that, I need this.
Yeah.
It would have made sense. But they didn't do that.
Especially with how paranoid she had been.
Yeah. It made perfect sense for them to write that in.
It would have, but they didn't.
They didn't, no.
Poor thing.
So the fight scene was fine, kind of lackluster for something I'd expect from the twins, having
also,
fought.
Those twins need to be big. I'm sorry, you should have cast some bigger people. I don't believe that those two are supposed to be like even the toughest people in this crew.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like kind of hard to believe.
Yeah.
But that being said, they weren't fighting huge dudes or anything like that the entire show. They had a few security guards, but if they're doing Fight Club and somewhat martial arts tactics against some guy who's essentially just a mall cop, I'm not too worried about their size, standing
it didn't bother me until I was like, they're the same size as Riri. These should be two people towering over her, especially since they're the fighters of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a nitpick, and I'm going to be throwing out nitpicks over the course of this because this is a podcast, and what else am I going to do?
Well, we got to pad time,
Yeah, we got pad time.
But that being said, with all these nitpicks, we still gave it a pretty good rating. We do like the show. There's just some nitpicks that could have made it really good had they not done that. They need to Marvel hire us.
Please
hire us,
Marvel. I feel like I could fix a lot of your stories if I just had just a little bit of time. If you let me read your scripts ahead of time, I could make some suggestions that I think would improve it, just in terms of just strengthening your story structure. Something that I have taken to heart. This is a thing that I heard that Pixar does. It is a rule that they have for their writers that luck can affect your main character, but only to make things worse, not better. I think Marvel might need to hear that because the sudden introduction of the character Zelma is the luckiest break I've seen a character get possibly in this franchise. This is the luckiest thing to happen to somebody since that rat let Ant-Man out of the quantum realm.
Yeah, I did not mind Zelma and her mother as characters. However, find a different way to introduce them than just, oh, by the way, I also do real magic.
Yeah.
And you just happen to want to go, because why would Riri go there anyway?
It's out of nowhere.
She's like, hey, I need magic and crystals. Oh, my friend does crystals. Let's go see her. Oh, we know magic.
I'm a Doctor Strange kind of magic person. And they're both like, huh? Whoa.
It made no sense narratively to do that.
Any sense. I was screaming at my TV. I was racking my brain. I'm like, did I miss something?
But because before that, Natalie was like, hey, why don't you just call Shuri? Someone with a little bit more experience with this kind of stuff. And she made up a bullshit reason to not call her. I'm like, that sounds like a perfectly good time to call Shuri.
Yeah.
When you have an invisible guy who might kill you and your friends and family at any given moment.
Here's what you do, Marvel. Here's what you do. Riri is experimenting with the hood, trying to figure out ways to destroy it, in her little lab or whatever. And it's not working, but her playing around with it, it alerts something to Wong, Sorcerer Supreme, and he just comes through a portal and is like, you're doing something, that's magic stuff. I don't know what kind of magic stuff that is, and I got a whole other Marvel thing going on. I'm gonna leave my my intern with you.
Yeah.
She's gonna see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then he just has a quick cameo and you get to introduce this Zelma character. But just having them walk into just falling into this giant hole of gaping possibility. Like, this is such a lucky get as a character that it's like inconceivable to the average person. Like, this, it makes no sense.
I think a better way to do it, not that your way's bad,
No,
but I think if we
willing
want to go as organic as we can and not
Sure.
have to shoehorn in cameos, have Zelma be a friend from the beginning. Have Zelma be someone who comes over pretty regularly like the other guy does, and she's there and she does, like, you know, notice the cloak thing, and then she's like, oh, and then you can get into the sorcerer stuff from her.
Yeah.
Or make that kind of obvious from the beginning, where it's like, oh yeah, Riri has a friend who is a sorceress. Because that's just something that someone with an iron suit might have, is a friend who does magic, you know?
Or, like, yeah, that is her friend from the beginning. And they have it so that she's looking into the magic stuff over the course of the series, and this is her introduction into magic. And like now, like this character has like a more of a starting point as opposed to like catching her at like a middle point.
Yeah.
It
like,
could
there's
have
a
been
lot of
written
things
so
much better.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That is god awful writing. I don't know.
It was poor.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea that was.
Yeah.
It's so like out of left field that it feels like it had to be a studio note, and it doesn't make. But so I hear you. I feel you.
Hire us.
Hire us. We'll figure something out.
If there's anything that we know how to do, it's nitpicking things.
Absolutely.
Until it's done. Until there's nothing left. Yeah, no, that didn't make much sense. I want to throw in like a little, do the sandwich, compliment sandwich thing here.
Sure.
Thank you for not killing Hood.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's nice.
We need to have these villains stick around. You didn't kill Zeke either. You didn't kill Zeke or Hood.
Yeah.
Zeke is kind of on the fence of a villain or not, but he's definitely still mad at Riri. Fine. He's not full villain. But you didn't kill either of them. There's so much more we can do now with those two characters.
For sure.
I miss Michael B. Jordan. I miss Killmonger. They could have easily killed Hood in this, whether it was Riri killing him on, accident, quote unquote accident, having to kill him, or Mephisto being like, well, you failed, give me your soul, you're dead now. They could have done that, but they didn't, and I'm very glad that they didn't. I don't know why he went to Zelma at the end. Don't know.
That didn't make any sense either.
Didn't make any sense.
He didn't know about
you
her?
off that?
Yeah. Came out of nowhere.
Hey, Zelma, why are you just showing dudes who are asking for magic in your mother's shop?
Yeah.
Like, what the...
Also, why is your mom wearing such a big hat? That hat is giant.
That's a black thing.
Okay.
It's a black thing.
Her head looks so big.
Her mother's hoops, Riri's mother's hoops in that show, ginormous. Ginormosaurus. her earrings. Too big. But yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, just take Zelman and the mother out of the show. Just do Wong at this point. If you're going to just, make up fake reasons for people to go to them for stuff, you don't deserve to have them in the show at that point.
Yeah.
Because you obviously can't write them in well enough. It makes no sense.
Another way you could have introduced Zelma is just like have like Riri like on the train or something. Chicago. And like there's just someone on the train that like senses the magical energy like in Riri's pocket. And now you have like a stranger following Riri and you don't know why. And it turns out to be like the mom or Zelma.
Or Natalie can trace the magic in the cloak, and then she's like, oh, there's like a similar signal coming from this shop.
Yeah, that'd be interesting too.
And then she goes in there, and you see Zelma in there Wingardium Leviosaing books around, and candy and things like that, crystals. It's like
Leviosaing.
That would be, Yeah, oh, Sa. That would be so much better than what they did. Even if it's that simple as they find the energy signature, follow it, and it's just Zelma doing, magic in the store or out back shooting spells and things like that. Yeah. Bad introduction, bad inclusion of characters at that point. And
yeah,
unfortunate.
It was around that time that I was getting nervous for this show. Because we were like, hey, it's pretty good. It's fine, stop being mean. In our first review for the first few episodes. I was like, oh no, are we going to have to eat crow? And then like the fights with like the twins and Clown is the character's name.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, again, minor nitpicks. Stuff that I feel like is keeping the show from being an A. This isn't important, but I'm going to share it. I feel like Clown needs to be more distinct than Riri. Like, in terms of just, like, body type. Like, they're just very similarly built. And, I don't know, when you're making a crew like this, you want everyone to have, like, a distinct, like, silhouette. Like, think of it in terms of, like video game character design. You want all your opponents to look different from each other. Like, if they're, like, different levels that you're leveling up to. Like, I don't know. She needs to be, like, bigger or have, like, a more, I don't know. Feels a little indistinct.
I'm a little iffy on that because to a certain extent in reality, you're not going to have that. And I get that for, like, a show, you definitely want that. But at the same time, I felt like... See, not Clown. Which one was...
The black girl?
Well, there were, like, 3 of them.
Not on the crew.
Yeah, because it was the one with the little puffs in her hair.
Puffs.
And then you had the trans woman. Who I thought that was Clown.
Okay.
Or is that Worm?
Was Slug.
Slug. Yes, okay.
I was gonna get the Slug.
I was thinking of Slug this entire time you were talking.
No.
I see now.
Slug and Riri are distinct enough.
Yes, that's why I was confused, and I was like,
okay.
what are you talking about?
No. I'm not confusing Slug and Riri. I am confusing Clown and Riri.
Yes.
Not even confusing. It's not like I'm like, oh, which one's which?
But
it's
they're
just like
they're very similar.
Yeah,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. There needs to be something more distinct. Like, even if she's just like taller or just really short. Like, if the twins were like much taller than her and then she was like a lot shorter than her, but she was like really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something. It just felt like there was like a dynamic missing there.
She did.
I don't really get what that character's deal is.
She did dress like she was in the Matrix like all the time.
Okay.
She dressed like Jada Pinkett Smith in the Matrix.
I don't remember the costumes that well.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
I believe you.
That's fair.
But while we're here, let's go ahead and talk about Slug. Because, all right, so apparently the actor behind Slug is a famous drag queen.
Makes sense.
And I don't remember the name, but, like, my girlfriend, Margaret, like, she exists in that sort of, like, sphere where she talks about that thing. And, she was like, oh, I heard this person was on this show. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know that character.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was like, bad job. I'm sorry. These line deliveries, they're bad. This feels like somebody's first acting gig.
I think that's, yeah, I would have to agree because drag racing is a lot more of like a performative kind of like extravagant show that you're doing. It's not something as intimate as, well, I guess not intimate is the word I'm looking for, but it's not the same as acting, I think.
Yeah.
I've only been to a couple drag shows, but it's different for sure. And it's not something that can be made up for just by doing that with line deliveries. Line deliveries is something that you really get the hang of, like, with a lot of experience acting.
Yeah.
But
I think there's also something to say that there is a difference between stage acting and film acting. Like, I've done both. Like, you have to be a lot more broad when you're doing a performance on stage, because people that are at the back of the auditorium, they're not going to be able to see the subtle things that you're doing. Like, I was once doing a scene for the stage where I'm like playing like a character in like a prison cell, and I had made the sort of like acting choice to like never look my like the person asking me questions like through the bars, and I was never looking them in the eye. And then there was a beat in the scene where I was like, okay, this is the moment where I connect with them, and I finally look at them, and the director was like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
We can't see where you're looking. Like, your eyes, like, you gotta like turn your entire body.
Yeah, you gotta turn everything.
Yeah. And if you're going from stage to film, you gotta do kind of the opposite. Like, if you're doing like big things the entire time, which is kind of what it feels like this kind of performance is leaning towards, like the sort of swagger of the character feels almost like a little too exaggerated with Slug. I don't know. It didn't feel, it felt uncomfortable to me in this world, and the performance didn't quite come across to me as believable.
Yeah. That being said,
it
could also be like a choice that the character is just like that. It could just be like a, kind of, eccentric thing that they just happen to do. It's hard to say, but it was something that I at very least noticed was like kind of off. But that being said, I didn't hate the character at all. I felt like the whole crew was at the very least good, with some things to obviously nitpick. Especially, going back and seeing like, them having to fight Riri with the plot armor. Slug, for some reason, going down the same street that they're fighting Riri in with the suit that she's supposed to keep away from Riri. It didn't make sense. I'm like, why are you going there? Leave. Go.
The opposite direction.
Somewhere else. Drive into the bay. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
You've done the worst job you could possibly do with this.
This crew did not deserve to succeed at this point. Like,
never.
You're just like, okay, Stewart might have been better. Rampage, might have been better off leaving the crew.
Also, we saw a picture of Rampage's dead body, so I guess Eric Andre's done for good. So
it's a waste.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Rampage.
They should have brought him back for the finale.
Yeah. Like, we were talking for a while in our last Ironheart review about whether or not Eric Andre should play Mephisto. And I still maintain that could have worked, but this is fine.
Yeah.
Now, Marvel. Sweetie, if you want to introduce us to a group of characters, if you want the audience to care about the characters in the heist crew, we need to know their sort of deal. We need to know why they want money, and preferably something that is making them sad, some kind of want that they want fulfilled, and how they plan to achieve that objective.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
We don't know any of those things about any of these characters, and that's why I personally don't think I feel any connection to any of them.
And the reasons that we did get don't spark connection either. Like, the twins were like, we're going to start a fight club with the money we get. Like, oh, so you have no goals.
Exactly.
Like, other than to do what you were doing before you got picked up. Because, like, the way Hood made it seem was that, like, he saved them from their lives.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're going to go back to doing a fight club after this. I'm like, why are you here then? Just quit and go back to your fight club.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess if they want to run a fight club, but I feel like you don't need like $1 million to start a fight club. I feel like you need like
you don't
some Bud Lights in a backyard.
You need what Hank Hill has. But like if we found out that Slug is like, my grandma's sick. I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough to get her through, the rest of her life. That's my main goal. If I have some stuff left over, we'll see where we go after that. But like, I want to take her on a cruise. That's goal number 1. I'd be like, okay, Slug, I like you now.
I feel like at the point we're at now, they're probably best off not bringing the crew back. There's probably no point.
Agreed.
Because we don't know what they're going to do with Hood. Might as well just leave the crew gone. None of them really liked Riri anyway. Nope. Riri didn't care about any of them, obviously.
I don't think any of them care about each other except for the twins.
Yeah, like, the only reason they all left was because, like, twins. Hood kicked them out. So they're just like, okay, guess we'll leave. So, no reason to bring them back. Honestly, at this point, it's probably fine that they don't bring them back and that they didn't give them enough backstory to make us care about them. Because had they done that and then still left it off how it is, I'd be like, wow, that was a waste of characters.
Well, like, if none of the rest of them are, like, confirmed dead.
No, but...
So, like, like if you were going to assume that they were going to continue this into, like, other seasons, like, I would be like, I want to see where some of these other characters go.
But I don't. With how they ended it...
With how they are, where they are, like how it went, I'm good.
No. If all we changed was the fact that they gave us good backstories for the characters, I would still believe that they are not returning based off the events of the show. And at that point, that's a waste of time, of our viewing time on these 6 episodes that we get, dedicated to, giving them in-depth stories. Just, you know what? Don't bring them back. None of them. They're cut from the team permanently. No reason to bring them back at all.
But like, if you wanted some of them to be like supervillains or something in the future, like have them pop up as like in a different like crew later on, that could be fun. Like
bring
their henchmen for a different villain.
For
I
Rampage,
think that'd be super fun.
A villain, the Rampage's new villain team, and they're all members of it. Or he faked his death.
Or speaking of faking their death, like what if they joined like the Mysterio crew and like they're just helping out like the team behind Mysterio, like not the just Jake Gyllenhaal guy, but like how he had a team.
Yeah,
like they could join in with that team or something. Like you could have like these characters like pop up with like different other evil people, introduce organizations like they did AIM in Iron Man 3, but like if you wanted to like flesh out AIM more, or
just
Hydra, or like there's a lot you could do.
I think they could have at the end of when Riri's fighting Hood, and she goes, she said something like, "Oh yeah, you're just gonna kill me like you killed Stewart or Rampage," and he goes, "I didn't kill Rampage. Rampage is alive." Sequel, season 2. There we go.
Yeah.
Revenge of Rampage.
Yeah,
we've got it.
The Revenge of Rampage. Isn't Rampage that Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie with the big monkey?
It is. It based on a video game. It absolutely is. I feel like also going back to not season 1, part 1 of the series where they did the first 3. I feel like Riri probably. I feel like if Riri had saved John, she probably could have made a connection with him through his concern for Hood.
Yeah.
Now that being said, like I said before, she's an awful liar, but it seems to work for her. She could have said, "Hey, I took this. It's hurting Parker. I want to find out why." John probably would have been on board with finding out what's going on. But they killed him.
They killed him.
She let him die.
They killed him before I cared about him.
Yeah. Well, it was right before you could care about him, too. Because, like, you knew he was, like, the older brother figure, and he cared about Parker, and he knew that the cloak was no good. One more step. Riri saving him realizing, hey, she didn't let me die. I'll hear her out. Hood's killing Parker. I want to find out why. Okay, fine. Take the cloak. I won't tell Parker about what you did. John lives, and nothing has changed other than John living, and might be like a factor in like the season finale.
And I think he could still die. Like,
yeah, he could still die.
Like if Parker started like tweaking because like he doesn't have the cloak and he knows that like John knows where it is. could
Yeah.
beat him up, maybe accidentally kill him.
Yeah. Or like when they go to, do something or another, he dies during one of the last heists. Or when they go to find Parker's dad, he dies during that heist or something like that. And just like loses, and Parker loses it there. I feel like there was more they could have done with John. And I feel like that could have also like helped narratively without having to take out the character so soon.
What did you think of the sort of twist reveal of Parker's dad?
Oh, of being like their first hit, or
So the reveal is that all of the heists are connected to organizations that are connected to his dad.
Yeah,
he's just getting back at his dad.
Yeah, I figured that was the case from not necessarily from the beginning, but when it was probably like right before they introduced the dad. I'm like, this is like his dad's house or something like that they're breaking into. That's why he knew like the code to the safe and things like that. I'm like, that would make sense. And then that ended up being the case. So I didn't catch on too soon, but I did catch on before they introduced the dad.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, because I was kind of indifferent about the dad thing. He was just like, this is my house now. Get out. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, fine. The Parker's costumes, I kind of love how awful they are, because I think it looks dumb with the suit, but that's probably like the least dumb it looks over the course of the series. But like when he pops up in Ezekiel's like prison cell and he's just wearing a hoodie underneath his hood, he's double hooded. It's so silly.
That I feel like they could have just done something where it is just a hoodie, but I feel like it would have been too close to Luke Cage at that point, because Luke Cage's costume was a hoodie. So maybe that's a little too close to that, but like, I guess with how ugly the hood was in the first place, there's not many options he had to make it look good.
Yeah, I like that it looks bad.
Yeah.
Because he's like a low-level criminal. Mm-hmm. He's like a low-level superpower guy.
And he looks like it, too, because
he just looks like a slob.
He's got the magic hood and then 2 guns.
Also, they're 2 magic guns.
Are the guns magic, or does he just use magic on the bullets? Because that's what I think it is. They're regular guns that, when he shoots them, he uses magic on the bullets.
So I have seen people online, like I watched like a new Rockstar's breakdown or something, and they said that the guns were magic, but it wasn't really explained. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. That's why I was just kind of going with what they said.
Yeah.
You could have explained that, Mephisto. Also, I would have loved Mephisto to give him like a tutorial on how to use the hood. Because I feel like they never really explain that like he's invisible when he holds his breath.
That a thing?
That's the thing. That's how it works.
That's insane.
That's why, like, okay, so they do this a few times. They're like,
where he like exhales,
he exhales, or like he's like holding himself underwater, like while he's taking an ice bath, and it shows like a timer.
He held it for like 11 minutes.
Yeah. He's been training himself to like hold it for as long as possible
in an ice bath for some reason. That might have been just for the pain. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it hurts, but I don't know.
That makes a lot of sense. They don't explain that, except for unless, I guess, in this you piece it together. As far as with things like that, I feel like you need to be explicitly told on some things. They did not explicitly tell you that the guns are magic, so I don't believe that they are magic. I can't.
Fair enough.
I can't do it because it's not like he left the cloak on the bench seat at the restaurant and also 2 guns. It was just the cloak. So the deal was the cloak for his soul. What was the real treasure was the friends we made along the way, and these guns.
But yeah, I would love for Mephisto to like just verbally explain everything. These are how these things work. I like the minutia of how powers work.
Yeah,
I think that's interesting.
I do appreciate that it can be pieced together like you did. I could
Yeah.
not do it because I didn't think that much about it. Because when I hear about a magic cloak, I'm like, he just thinks go invisible and then it goes invisible. That's what I think when I hear magic. But you piecing it together that is holding his breath makes a lot of sense, especially with like the clues that they dropped.
Well, that's a thing from the comics.
Yeah.
So like,
Okay.
you know,
So
yeah.
it maybe it's not that easy. Maybe I'm actually really smart, and it's just not that easy to piece that together.
Stu, you are so smart.
Thank you.
You could be the tech guy for like a heist crew. Now, granted, they would kill you and replace you with like a teenage girl, but it'd be fine.
A 28-year-old actress playing a teenage girl.
To be fair, she doesn't look that.
No. Yeah, big forehead, but who doesn't these days?
Yeah. When they changed her hair at the end, I've recognized people mostly by hair. I was like, I think that's Riri. I don't know how much time is supposed to have passed, but I think that's Riri.
I will say they did her a disservice with those edges when she had her hair in braided up like that. Her hairline. Oh, they did her a disservice. She needs to hit a barber quick if she was going to keep that hairstyle. Oh man.
But, yeah.
Yeah. Do we have anything else we want to go over?
Trying to think. Like we've criticized a lot, so I do want to just like re-emphasize some of the things that I liked. I mentioned them a lot in part one, but these things sort of stayed true throughout the course of the show. Color grading. Marvel, you did such a good job with color grading. What's up, Stu?
The suit. We didn't talk about the new suit.
Oh yeah, new suit.
New suit.
Looks pretty good.
I like the look.
Yeah.
I didn't call it, but when they brought the car back, I'm like, oh, they're going to turn the car into the new suit. And they did. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
In that scene, when Natalie's brother, who also, I don't know, I think he could have got a better actor. I'm sorry. I don't think he was quite selling some of the heavier emotional moments of like seeing like his dead sister's hologram or whatever. I don't know if I was quite buying it, but you know, it is what it is. He was fine, but I think he could have done better.
We'll get DiCaprio next time.
Yeah. But yeah, color grading, the suits, the CGI on the suits, for the most part, pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a TV show, so
yeah, better than Wakanda Forever.
Absolutely,
so much
way better than that monstrosity.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's always like a part of the CGI with the Black Panther movies that always look iffy or that bring the value for the whole thing down, because you have the Underground Railroad for the first one and you have Ironheart looking like plastic in the second one. This is always the CGI. Otherwise, those two movies are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're good movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the story and I was hoping at the start of this series that Riri was going to undergo the character arc of like willing to do bad things for the sake of, you know, being a hero eventually, or like making a name for herself, to like wanting to do the right thing and realizing that like having a clear conscience is better than that. But she didn't. She just was like, I gotta protect my people, and that's the only thing I care about. And now I've sold my soul to the devil.
It's
and I'm
not
like, you know
the time
what?
for that yet. Yeah,
Not yet.
Not yet. She's not quite there. She's not ready for that build up. That being said, her character arc was accepting defeat and asking for help, which would have killed her had she not.
Yeah. That's good enough.
Yeah.
As long as a character has like an important arc that changes who they are as a person, that is what makes a story. Mm-hmm. That is a story.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's just plot.
Yeah. So good job, Marvel.
Yes.
You got one.
You got one. So yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not great, but pretty good.
It could have been better, but I think a lot of that has to be chalked up to Marvel seeming to want to just poop this out to get it over with.
Yeah.
So, however that affected the runtime, because I think they had wanted to do this a lot sooner. I think. And they kept delaying it. So
I think part of it,
yeah.
I think part of it is that they had a bit of a regime change behind the scenes at Marvel. Disney had they changed CEOs, so it was Bob Iger was CEO of Disney, and during the sort of golden era of Marvel, like leading up into Endgame. And then he left, and a guy called Bob Chapek came in and was the head of Disney. And he came over from the parks division. And he was like, okay, well, you know what? To keep more people interested, we're just going to treat it like a theme park. We're just going to have more and more attractions.
Yeah.
So,
butts and seats.
Yep. If there's more things to see, people put their butts in the seats more often.
Yeah.
And that definitely came at a cut to quality. I think most people would agree. There's some good stuff from that era, but I wouldn't say it's most of it.
No.
So Disney got rid of Bob Chapek, brought back Bob Iger, and Ironheart is from the Chapek era. It was made during that era, and I think Iger has been kind of had, and when I say Bob Iger, it's mostly like his people, his underlings or whatever, them trying to figure out, well, what do we do with this?
Yeah.
We just got to dump it somewhere eventually.
Yeah.
But if they made a season 2, which I don't think they would, I would be very excited. And I want to see where the rest of the story is going.
I am very, very optimistic. And I'm being like, definitely like, optimistic in saying this. I think they will do a season 2. But my optimism is to the extent of they'll eventually do a Moon Knight season 2, even though we have like kind of no idea when that might happen. But they kind of left that on a cliffhanger as well, and it was pretty well received from what I remember, at least.
Yeah, it was.
So I hope they do a season 2. I think it deserves one, but when you get into the bureaucracy of, media development, who knows what could happen. They could have already shelved whatever they want to do. They should just put that on the back burner forever. It's bowled over. It's done. They're just going to use the characters in other people's projects. And that'd be unfortunate because I feel like there's a lot of potential if they could get like a good direction. Keep Coogler. He did, he's really good directing and producing so far. There's a lot of potential. Yeah,
for sure. Also, Marvel, I love this kind of story. This is the type of story that currently only Marvel can do. DC will be able to do this at some point. But most of the time, when you're doing a story, especially like a sort of high concept story, like there's a thing in storytelling called like the one lie. So it could be like, it's our world, but there's aliens. And there's like one but.
Yeah.
So if you do too many things, like it starts to sound silly. It's why like, if I'm like, hey Stu, let's go watch this movie where it's like, it's guys fighting aliens. You'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And if I'm like, oh, let's go watch this movie, it's cowboys. You're like, yeah, okay. But when you hear cowboys versus aliens, you're like, that sounds silly.
Yeah, that's silly.
Even if you've seen that movie and you know that it's not like a comedy, that name sounds silly.
Yeah. Like, you can't have a movie where you have aliens that are also vampires. It's just too many lies. It's just too much for someone to comprehend. You can have one or the other. Aliens or vampires.
But Marvel is this universe. It's this property. And this is one of the things that I've been really excited for them to do. And it's taken them a really long time to get here, but they're here now. This story is essentially Robot Girl fighting the devil.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
The devil.
We're at a point now where like, you can just, yeah.
He's looking for a soul to steal.
And he got it.
Yeah, he got 2 of them.
The way that Riri gets out of this is she trains her suit to play the fiddle.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's definitely something that only Marvel can do for, if DC. Yeah. Oh, I hope Superman is good. I really do. I'm really
like
hopeful.
They've laid the groundwork for all of it.
Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange came out 9 years ago. And Iron Man came out like what, 15-ish?
Yeah.
We're getting closer and closer to 20.
Ugh.
I know, man. And we're just now at a point where it's like tech person versus magic person.
Mm-hmm.
Mystical person. That's
Yeah.
good. That's neat. I'm into it.
Yeah, because they didn't really do that. Because up until then, we just had like Scarlet Witch so
Yeah.
far. That's been
And
doing
whose
that.
powers have been so vague the whole time.
Yeah, because she can kind of just do
Until
whatever she
Multiverse
wants.
of Madness is kind of hinted at.
Yeah.
But yeah, or except for Avengers movies where you have like Doctor Strange standing like next to Iron Man or whatever, like you haven't had any of them like just straight up fight. Like the villain is the antithesis of them, not like a dark mirror of them. It's not Iron Man fighting an evil Iron Man, but like Iron Man fighting like an evil Doctor Strange is interesting.
Yeah,
it's more interesting than an evil Iron Man. But yeah, that's neat. Do more stuff like that, please.
Yeah,
and please stop being mean to the show if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I feel like if you give it because they did it in halves. If you watch the first 3 episodes and you're like, is not for me for these reasons specifically, I get that. I get not wanting to finish it. But if you don't press play and you go and complain about it online, you have no power here. Your voice, your opinion means nothing because you have nothing to stand on. And all you're doing is just keeping other people who might enjoy it from trying it. So try things once at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think Ironheart really found its footing in episode 3. It gets a little rocky at times, but I enjoyed the ride on the whole. Like, I watched the last 3 episodes in one sitting, and I was excited to do it. But, yeah. I think that's the end of this review.
Yeah.
Stu, is there anything that you would like to plug, my good man?
I am on
you
Twitch.
Said no, so
yeah, no. I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/Stuwu_, where I do games and things of the such. So you can find me there.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting to the end of this video. We greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe. Share this with a nerd friend of yours. We would greatly appreciate it. Our podcast is very new. At time of recording, it has not yet been out for a week. And across all platforms, like posting like shorts to TikTok and YouTube and everything, like we have already had like 4,000 or 5,000 views. And hey, that is great for a show of like our background. And I just want to say we really greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
We don't have like a ton of subscribers yet, so please subscribe. And like I said, share it around. We really do appreciate it. And our third banana isn't here right now, but you can check out Tristan at Tajview on Instagram. He is Dr. Banana Man. Go follow him on Instagram for banana pictures, probably.
I thought you were going to say he's looking for his pajamas.
He that's probably where he is.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. Yeah, he didn't tell us what was going on, but you know, we're hoping. We're really hoping that he finds his pajamas. And I was gonna wait a while before we actually like mention this on air, but we do have a Patreon. It is at it's patreon.com/Hero Huddle Pod. If you donate like $1 a month, it helps us sort of keep the lights on over here. We have a like subscription to this website where it like gives us higher quality videos as opposed to like a Zoom call. Our first episode we did over Zoom, and so if you're comparing like those 2 images, you'll probably be able to see the difference. It gives us higher like audio quality as well. And like I said, it just helps us, you know, keep the show going. And you can do it for like $1 a month. And when we can, we'll put out like extra content. and early episodes and whatever you want to see. Honestly, let us know what you'd be interested in, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Maybe next week we have Tristan do just a Tristan only show. It's just Tristan 3 times.
He'd hate that.
Yeah, he would. All right.
All right.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye. Wakanda forever.